Describe it to me, man. I shouldn't be describing it to you.
Better from your mouth.
This is what, internal project, huh?
Yes.
What? Assignment, okay. What do you want me to say?
About how Swanubhava is different from any other culture.
Okay, I'm going to ask you that question first. How do you think it's different?
We see a lot of youth here,
Okay.
especially children, and there's diversity in terms of the performers. Also, movement performing in Brazil.
Yeah.
For the first time. And then
Thanks. That's okay. Thank you. Yeah.
and contemporary art form, which I don't.
Yeah, you pretty much, I think, covered the points. See, Swanubhava started about 6 years, 7 years, right? 6th year or 7th year, I think. I was one of the initial guys who started this thing. The idea was 2-3 things. One, to first make public and young people come to an art institution. We don't usually go into an art institution. The environment in an art institution is very different from being in ACJ or anywhere else. To get a lot of young people, young musicians, young dancers, young theatre people to come together to do a festival. Even in the world of arts, musicians know nothing about dance, dancers know nothing about theatre, writers know nothing about most things. He missed that part. But the point is, different art forms need to talk to each other. And the best time you can get people to talk to each other is when they're younger, not when they're older, because then it's very difficult. So the idea was to, another thing is there is a lot of hierarchy in art. Certain things are considered high art, low art, classical, folk, crass, sophisticated, and I think all those things are just bullshit. So I think art is art, and whether it is Carnatic music or whether it is contemporary, it's about you figuring out what that form is. So the idea was to break that hierarchy and get all art forms on the same platform for the young people to watch. And another very important thing is for them to even interact, ask questions, even whatever they are. You know, they don't have, any question is a good question. So the idea is to create a, shall we say, a fearless, classless environment. And I think it's special to have it in an environment like Kalakshetra, because we don't, what happens to art when you come to an art institution or an art environment is very different from something in your school or your college. So I think it serves many purposes of bringing a lot of young people together, even young dancers. There are young musicians here, a lot of young musicians here. So I think that's the flavor. Yeah.
And once Swanubhava was conducted in Jaffna.
We've done it for 2 years.
And
it's the same idea, but it's reconfigured for Jaffna. I took it there.
In what way, sir?
Well, I took it there in 2012 and 13.
Okay.
And the idea was there's a lot of interest in art and music there, especially Carnatic music and Bharatanatyam. So the idea was to expose or give them a chance to interact with the great dancers and the great musicians. So we did workshops and performances, but there we said the performances was for the public. So Krishna, Leela Sampson, Sudha Raghunathan, who else came with us? Few other artists, Alar Melvalli. We took them all. So there's 3 sessions with young students where they talk about the art, about their experience, ask questions, interact, and concerts where there were about 5,000 people. So it's a very different, Jaffna is a different place. And of course it was we did it there because we want those people. Are you waiting for me?
Yeah.
Come here. We did there because we wanted people to, because there's a lot of interest in art there. And unfortunately the Civil War basically didn't allow them to interact. So we tried to create that platform.
So was there a political undertone?
Well, are you asking me whether I faced a political undertone? Yes, I did, but I don't believe it's political. When we took it there, I really don't care about politics. There are people living there who love the arts, and art enriches their life, and I think they have every right to have access to art, and that's all we're doing, providing access. It's not a political statement, it's completely a cultural statement.
So, a final question, what are the future plans for
Well, I have actually moved back in Swanubhava. You must ask the guys who are handling it now. Last 2 years, I took a decision that I moved behind, because if Swanubhava should survive, it should survive not because of me. It should survive because there's value to it and there are people who want to do it. If it doesn't survive, so be it. I mean, that I'm not worried about it, because then we know where it stands. So I took a decision that I will move to the back end. I do help, of course, I'm still there helping and doing whatever I can. but I moved away. In fact, last year I wasn't even here when it happened. I escaped. This year I'm here, and I think it's amazing. I think they've done a great job. It's quite phenomenal. It's one of the best years for me, in spite of all the years we've done it.
Thank you.